Thank you all for joining in today. Today is our episode number 55, and this is Intune free Intune training provided by How to Manage Devices community. And yesterday we were looking into we were discussing about the initial concept of RBAC in Intune, role-based administration in Intune, right? So that is one of the key pieces of administration in Intune, right? So that is what today we are going to look into. Okay, so let's get started. As you can see, this is the simplest diagram which I took from one of the Ignite presentations, right? Somebody from Microsoft, I forgot the name, sorry about that, presented this in Ignite, and this is the simplest um, diagram which I can help you to understand, right? Okay, so there are three components here, main components here, right? One is the rules, not rules, roles, right? So this is the roles actually. Okay, so this is all configuration profiles, basically roles, right? The permissions. So this is the permissions, and as you have seen yesterday, there are different permission sets automatically coming in as a built-in option, right? And we can create custom permissions also if you want. Okay, so the first piece is permissions, right? And then there are something like member groups, right? So probably this is kind of a admin, Intune admin, right? So Intune admin, and Intune admin will get assigned to a profile, right? Profile is basically a group, sorry, basically a role, right? So assigned to a role, okay, a member group or a particular member. For example, if you are taking an example of help desk, right? So let's assume we have a help desk Azure AD group, okay? So help desk Azure AD group will get assigned to role, right? That is help desk role, okay? So this the people who are in this particular group, help desk group, will get access to perform all the related activities as per their profile, right? Their profile is help desk, so they might only have access to sync, remove devices, some of those permissions, default permissions which we have seen yesterday. Okay, and then comes scopes, right? So for example, as you can see over here in this example, right, this is scope for Seattle, right? Seattle users. Okay, so basically we will assume that we will have a scope group for Seattle users, and you will have scope group for not a scope group, basically a group, user group for Seattle users, Azure AD user group for Seattle users, and Azure AD um, devices, okay, devices in Seattle scope, okay. And once we assign the scope to this particular profile, right, then that profile users will only get access to deploy applications or handle this scope of users and devices. Okay, I know it is a bit difficult to understand. Now let's go into the portal and see how this is kind of working, right? So how this works. Let's close the conditional access which we checked yesterday. Okay, so what I did is basically there's a group. So this is the roles, right? All roles, and this is the permission. So we are assigning a help desk operator permission over here, right? Help desk operator, and we we are going into properties and checking what are the default permissions available for help desk operator role. Okay, and the next piece is assign, right? So when you click on assign, you need to go through. Let me kind of remove that, right? Let me remove this, delete. Okay, and let me assign a new one. Okay, and let me say HTMD help desk, help desk. Okay, okay, so help desk, and I didn't mention any particular location over here. I have a reason for that. Okay, so click on select, and probably I will select this particular group, help desk users. Okay, so click on OK. Now next is scope of groups. So you want all users, all devices, or all what do you need exactly, right? Or select a group. So over here, it's mentioned that administrators in this role assignment can target policies, application, and remote tasks to this particular group, right? So for example, if I add probably all users, for example, let's add the all personal devices, right? Let's try with that. Okay, only we will add the personal devices. This help desk role will have only access to do remote tasks only on the personal devices. I have not added any users. Let's see how it works, right? And scope tag, configure the scope tag. I'm not going to configure it now, but probably if you want, you can configure the default one. So the default one is the inbuilt one, right? So it is already there for all the all those objects in Intune. Okay, so next click create and review. Now we have created a assignment role, right, for help desk users. So if you click on that, you will come to know like okay, basic what is the row name and members, then scope group, right? Scope groups is this one, right? So as I mentioned, devices groups, right? So you can select the device. We selected the personal devices over here. So let's check that, right? Whether that is the correct one. Administrator include. Okay. So let's see what is going to happen now. Now what I did is basically I have created a new user over here. Okay, and that is called help desk user. Okay, and I have not assigned any licenses to this user yet. Okay, and the usage location is also not mentioned. If you have seen the previous videos, you must have noticed like without usage location, you won't be able to assign a license, okay, to a user. So over here, this is a standard user and it doesn't have any licenses, okay, assigned to it. So this is a typical test scenario we are going to try now. Now let's go back to groups and add this group into our help desk users. Okay, I have a group called help desk users, which is that is the group which we added over here as a members of admin, right? So this is the permission. So this is the group over here. See, this is the member group. Okay, so I don't know whether you are getting it or getting confused or not. Let me know. Okay, if I go to members and there is no members now, I'm going to add our help desk user over here. Help desk. So this is the new user which we created. Okay. So help desk users group and the user is also help desk. Okay. Don't get confused. Now what we need to do is basically we need to launch a port web. I don't know what is that called. Console, Intune console in a private window, right? So I'm going to launch that. Now let's do endpoint.microsoft.com and see what is going to happen. So don't copy my password, right? Password is there because this is created few minutes before this account, right? Always like these Azure AD passwords are a bit funny sometimes, right? So now let me put my password. Hopefully I will remember. Okay. See, it is intelligent enough to understand my passwords. What what to do now? Okay. So it is working. At least password worked. Okay, good. It got console access, right? User got the portal access. Okay. That's a good sign or a bad sign. We will find out. Give me a sec. Let me let me type down the password which I put. Otherwise, I will forget. Anyways. Okay. So let's go back here on the devices and see. Oh, okay. What is this? An error occurred while fetching the certificate details. So I don't know. Nothing is available here, right? Something went wrong. Please try again. Please refresh, right? So nothing is coming. Okay. If I go to users, I don't know what happened over there. Probably users will show up because that is Azure AD, nothing related to Intune. So, oh, no permission. I don't have permission over here. Okay. And dashboard. Nothing is kind of showing up over here, right? So, even though I logged into this particular portal and I can see into nodes and all, I don't have appropriate access. So it says nothing is visible, everything is unknown, right? So let's go back to our console over here, portal over here. Okay, there are two pieces over here. First thing, we need to understand the requirement of Intune admin is basically Intune admin should have a Intune license. Okay, then only Intune admin can use the portal and do activities right related to Intune or MDM management. Okay, so that was the scenario until recently. Okay, a few weeks back, I think 2 weeks back, Microsoft introduced something called administrator licensing. Okay, so what does that helps us to do is allow admins without Intune license to access Intune. Their scope of access determined by Intune roles you have assigned to them. Okay, so as you know, our help desk user doesn't have any licenses. Okay, so let's try to enable this one, right? Allow click on this button to enable Intune admins without licenses, right? So this is very good uh, thing actually, uh, because we don't want to waste Intune licenses for all our admins, right? So once you allow like unlicensed admin to access Intune, you can undo it. So that's fine, perfectly fine, right? But I don't know why this warning is, but I think it is perfectly fine. We don't want to undo it, right? We will remove the admin if you want, if you want, right? So now it says all unlicensed admins have Intune access. Sorry, have access to Intune. To revoke access from an unlicensed admin, remove them from the member. Sorry, remove them as a member from Azure AD group to assign Intune roles. So that is what I mentioned, right? We can control it from here, right? If I remove this user from this group, he won't get any access, right? That is controlled through Intune roles. Okay, that is super easy, right? So let's go back now. We have introduced something new. Let's go back and try to refresh. I don't know whether refresh will work or not, but we can try at least. Okay, otherwise we need to kind of log off and log in back. Okay, doesn't help much, I think, right? I don't see anything changed. Let's try to sign out. Okay, and let's close this and launch the private window again. Endpoint.microsoft.com. Now this is the username. I don't know why it is automatically not coming up. Okay, it's there. It was there. Now if I need to put my secret password. Okay, so let's see what is going to happen now. I don't think anything changed over here. Okay, so nothing changed, right? No access over here. It all says error occurred because some issue with the user probably, right? I don't know what is that issue. Okay, so let's go back over here in the portal. Where is it? And let's open up help desk and let me try to do something with usage location, whether that will help or not. Okay, click save. I have selected India. Okay, and save. I have added that to the profile. Now assign roles, no assign roles, right? uh, Everything is normal, and I don't know whether we need some additional Azure AD access over here or not, but I have not assigned anything at the moment. Okay, let's try to refresh. No, it's same. Let's sign out again, and probably I will close and launch again. Endpoint.microsoft.com, and if I can copy paste the username and enter the password. Hopefully this is not going to work. Yeah, it is almost same. I don't think it is going to work. Okay. Right. It is not going to work. So something is probably wrong with our assignment, right? Now let's go back here. Where is it? Our this is the this is the portal, and let's try to go to our roles, right? All roles, and help desk operator assignment, right? Open this up and scope groups, probably add something like users also, right? All Intune users probably. I don't know whether that will make any difference. So now we added sorry, personal devices and groups into the scope. Okay, so whenever I say scope, this is the one, right? Excuse me. Now we added that, and I don't know, yeah, saved. It is saved now, and let's try to refresh. No, it's same. Okay, sign out one more time. Bear with me, hold on. Right, and let me close this and launch again. Endpoint.microsoft.com. Now I've already kind of forgot the password. uh, I think it is same, right? No changes, right? Now what I'm going to do is let me go back here, right? And let me do remove these, right? And let me do all users and devices. I'm sure it is not going to make any difference. Okay, but just wanted to try that. Okay, and let me go back here and refresh. Just seeing something wrong. Okay, nothing changes. So it is nothing related to the scope members or scope group, right? So we learned that. Now what we are going to do here is, okay, let's go back here. Let's remove this help desk users from here. Okay, so we removed that assignment. Now let's define assign a different role, right? So probably Intune role administration, and I don't know which role is the best one. Okay, so let me assign a policy profile manager role. Okay, we have only 5 minutes. Let me quickly do that. Policy manager role, right? We are forgetting something, and I will come to that in a minute, right? And we will try that also. Okay, help desk. I'm going to use the same group. Don't get confused, but just to try to make you understand, right? So I selected the scope group as the full one, right? All scope tags, I'm leaving it as default. Scope group, I selected all users and devices. Now let's, it is not going to help us, right? See, we have the same error. Let's do a sign off again to confirm, and sign out, close, and launch it again. Where is it? Okay, portal dot, not portal, endpoint dot microsoft.com. Now let me, come on, where is my user? No, this is admin user. No, I don't want admin user. Okay, help desk user, next. Now, what is here? Okay, password. Sign in, and it says, okay, I will say no, it's fine. Huh, interesting. That error is not there, but anyways, it's there. It was slow. Okay, so it didn't work as expected, right? So there's something to do with our basics. Okay, it's not nothing to do with Intune role assignments and issues related to this, right? It is something to do with this particular user profile. So if you go to uh, assign roles, right? This is an interesting one over here. Assign roles. If you click on assign roles, right? If you go to, if you search with Intune, you can see can manage all aspects of Intune, right? So let's try to do this, right? So now what will happen is basically it will give you access to all Intune stuff, okay, all administration. So let's try this. This is from Azure AD. We from the did this from Azure AD for this particular help desk user, right? Now let's go back here and let's try to refresh. Okay, log off, better log off, sign off, close. Probably there is a license requirement, right? We will see. Private window, endpoint.microsoft.com. Now we will see the help desk user logging it. Super fishy password. Let's try to log in again and go to devices. Okay. So that works, right? That works, but does that does, is that what we require? We don't know, right? We should not provide admin access, Intune admin access for all these users, right? So how to control these accesses now? Okay, so that is probably we will cover that tomorrow, right? How to control this and what went wrong, etc., etc., right? Do you have any questions for today? Okay, so if you don't have any questions, thank you all for joining in today, and I'll speak to you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you.